The new Call of Duty is almost upon us, and with that we are going to be seeing competitive players all across the amateur scene trying to make this their year. And there will be no better place to do so than the Katana Gaming League.
The Katana Gaming League, set up by, you guessed it, Katana Gaming, the team that stormed the gates of the amateur scene last season, making themselves one of the best up-and-coming esports organisations within Ireland and the UK.
With the upcoming Call of Duty title being massive for the franchise and the increasing frailty of the EU scene, Katana have stepped in to fill the void left by previous amateur leagues and take it one step further in order to solidify Europe's place within the amateur Call of Duty scene.
The Katana Gaming League will bring back everything you know and love about the Call of Duty amateur scene, but with relationships between players and league runners at an all-time low after the events of the last season. Us here at Katana will do absolutely everything within our power to rebuild the trust in the Call of Duty community.
With that intention in mind, we will be sitting down with some of the minds of the Katana Gaming League and asking them the questions that you all want to see answered.
From league format to efficiency to the guaranteed safety of your payment into the Katana League, we will be sure to leave no stone unturned so you, the player, can be sure that we deliver an absolute overall rewarding experience in the Katana League.
I'm Zep.
And I'm Brookz.
And let's get right ahead to the all-important questions.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, with Modern Warfare competition fast approaching with the launch of the game, we are joined today by two members of the Katana Gaming admin team. We are joined by Katana Carl and Katana Jackle, or Jackal, however you want to be referred to. Today we're here just with a little Q&A, just to explain what's going to be coming up soon with the Katana League Gaming, and just some questions to be answered with anyone's worries. How's everyone doing today, boys?
Good.
Yeah, good.
And obviously I'm joined with Zep, as you guys saw in the intro as well.
How's it going, guys?
Ready
for a tough grilling, I'm sure, folks.
Yeah.
Been preparing my answers for this one.
I've been sweating all day thinking about it. But...
So without further ado,
easy.
let's just start things off nice and easy for you guys. What were your guys' motivations for starting this Katana League?
Well, obviously, with the downfall of the ACCL, there was obviously going to be a gap in the market, and that gap sort of needed to be filled. I think it was made well aware from Twitter and whatnot. I was always interested in buying the ACCL before getting in contact with Katana. So it's always been my ambition to run a league like this and have something. And then I approached Heffy and my partner at the time, who was Zixie's Ethan. We decided to invest together. He's unfortunately now pulled out, but yeah, when speaking to Heffy, and everyone knows Katana and the branding that they have, it seemed like a no-brainer at the time, and it's sort of a good foundation to start with. And we sort of wanted to build the right team, and that's why we brought Jack in, and the board, as they like to call themselves. So, and that was one of the main things of getting a good admin team ready early on, so people know that we're going to be taking it seriously, and we just want to make this the best thing possible for the community, because I think the EU side, definitely the amateur side of the EU scene's been sort of looked over the past couple of years, especially since franchisings came in, which is due to no fault of our own. That's where the money is clearly, but there's no reason to why the EU amateur scene can't be looked at and be given a platform to go off.
You love to hear it. You love to hear someone coming in, getting ready to start another league and looking to learn from the mistakes of the previous leagues to kind of go and take it forward and just try and take it as far as you can, I suppose. Going into the league itself, we're going to start it off pretty basic here. So a question that we have here for you is, what is the format of this league? So how is this league going to be set up? What maybe similarities will we see to this league compared to the past leagues like the ACCL, and how is it going to be different, or is it going to be different in its format?
Yes, we didn't want to really change many things. I think what the ACCL did well was it had a really good foundation, and the basics were done well, I think. So how we'll run it is each division will have 20 teams split into two groups of 10. So we'll have a Group A and Group B, and then the top 4 from each group will then go into a playoff bracket, which is double elimination, which from people who played the ACCL in previous seasons know that that's the norm, that's the standard. And the way we'll have the Division 1, Division 2, every 20 teams that join the Katana Gaming League it'll sort of filter out. So there's no real limitations on how many teams we can have entering. We can have 40 and we'll have 2 divisions, or we can have 80 and have 4 divisions. So it's really that simple.
Oh, perfect. With that kind of format, though, what are your hopes going to be for the league going forward?
We obviously want to make this as big as possible. You know, we want to hopefully curtail this into some LAN events if possible, because I know that's something that the amateur scene really like, and it's sort of like a community event more than a Call of Duty event. You know, it gets everyone together, and those are types of vibes that everyone likes and everyone wants to bring forward. But you know, we want to take this bigger than ACCL ever was. You know, and everything that happened with the ACCL was brilliant, and that, but we want to take that next step further. You know, as you said in the introduction, Katana's been around for just over a year now in the Call of Duty scene, and look where it's taken off to. So we want to take this to the next level, and you know, really involve the amateur players and make them want to play for something worthwhile.
Well, when it comes to these amateur players getting into this, and I'm sure amateur players listening to this now, and they're quite excited, and one of the first things they're going to be wondering is, how do I actually get into this? How do I get myself registered? So how are people going to be able to sign up to this league?
Yeah, so the really exciting news is that we've actually, at the minute, building a website that's going to be directly linked with the league. So everything Katana Gaming League is going to be run through the website. A lot of people were on about a Discord, and yeah, Discord's great and stuff, but if you can get something running off a website that, you know, is all coded perfectly and, you know, looks clean and I mean, you look at the websites like Game Battles and UMG and CMG and whatnot, you know, that's what we wanted to base our website off. And if we can have one platform where all the players go to, that makes it all easier for us as admins and players, and that was the main thing. You know, we wanted a main hub. And I think with the website, from the talks with the developers and the graphics that we've made for it, it looks like it's going to be really good.
That is good news to hear. Well, before we get into questions about the website, you did just mention LANs. Is that a little bit of intel you're dropping on this Q&A?
Little teaser there.
Little teaser. I can't say too much. Obviously, discussions have been going well with different organisations and companies. Hopefully we'll have some more news soon. But
okay, well, fingers crossed on that one. Don't want to press you too hard.
Crossed. No.
So you did mention a website there. Let's talk about the website. What kind of stuff are you working on with the website?
Yeah, so with the website, we're obviously looking at integrating, you know, the Katana rating, which obviously you'll talk about next. But with the website, we're basically looking to have one main hub where there'll be like a team information page. Each player will have an each profile section page. You'll be able to log in using your Activision or your Discord or whatever like that. So it's one central hub, and literally imagine it like the Game Battles website and the CMG sort of website. You know, it's one hub made personally for the league. You're going to be able to link your Twitter, your Twitch. You know, you're going to have a team profile page which shows how many trophies or how many seasons or tournaments you've won. It's honestly going to have everything, and we really can't wait to show it off, and it'll be ready for when the season starts.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And as you did just touch on there, KR rating, the new kind of ELO system, as you would say, that you've been working on. Can you give us any more information about that? Like how a player's going to earn their first ranking, or things like if a player joins halfway through the season, how are they going to get their ranking like 2 seasons in?
Yep, I can take over here now. So KR, Katana rating, very creative, I know. It's an ELO system we've been working on now for a few months, and we come about this because balancing was always the biggest issue in the other leagues that I've run in the past and helped run. And we've had to run thousands of tests to make sure that the formulas we've got, the combination of them all work together, and we're capable to do this because of the website. Everything runs in the background on the website, and it's basically just like your basic ranked ELO system on any game you've probably ever played before, where there's different multipliers, so you can gain more KR for beating better opponents, but you'll lose more for losing against worse opponents. But yeah, so initially for the first season, obviously we don't have anything to work off. It's a new game, so we are going to have to go off old data from the ACCL Vanguard year to give people their initial ratings. So people can perform differently, so the first season might still be a bit off, but we've got formulas in place for the first season to make sure that after season 1, people will eventually work themselves out into the division they belong to be in, the ELO that they belong to be in.
So adjustments will be made like quite soon after the first season.
It's not something that we have to do manually. It's all going to be automatic formulas, all running in the background of the website, and hopefully we've got the most balanced league going forward.
And I'll touch on that, and I think that was something that was really needed. A balanced league. There was a couple of accusations thrown around the ACCL of it being sort of a friendship league. Like, with the ELO system in place, it's something that it's impossible for us as admins to even have a say on. The Katana rating almost does that for you, and to have something like this in the league, I think really does separate us from the rest, and I think is a big thing to have. And when speaking to Jack and Stino and Snappers and Lee about it all when we first got talking, it was something that we had to do, and it really does separate us, I do feel.
Well, I actually feel like, guys, that leads perfectly into the next question that we have ready for you here. You've designed the website in a sort of way where you're trying to almost take yourselves out of the equation in terms of Katana admins having a say over certain scenarios that may arise within the league over time, which always does with every league. People are going to end up complaining, maybe see certain rules broke. There's a lot that you have to keep on top of as admins, and it does sound like the website is going to try and cover as much of that as possible. And that's where I want to ask this question here about the rules. Is the website going to be involved in sort of tackling the issues with rules and guaranteeing protection for players by just being unbiased and sort of ensuring fairness throughout the league?
Yeah, so issues with other leagues in the past, the rules, they weren't really set in stone. It was all based on opinion. So we're looking at making a new rule book basically from scratch, covering every single situation that could really happen. Always having a direct result that the admins will still have to decide on. There's no getting around that, but it will be set in this rule book that players will have to sign when they sign up for the league. So there can be no admin bias, because every single possibility is listed in this rule book. There's a dispute system on the website as well. That's another benefit of the website. So any disputes in game will get put into that system, and then all admins can look at it through that as well.
Well, that's great. It does sound like you're trying to offer the best protection possible for players, and that's going to kind of really go forward in terms of building trust back in with the community. And it kind of goes into the last question that we have here for you guys, is that obviously with the ACCL, we won't go into the details here, of course, but it all went downhill over the last number of months, and it's left a lot of players within the EU scene probably feeling very distrustful of leagues in general, right? There wasn't that much there for EU players to begin with, and the sort of one hub that grew where players felt they could be a part of and feel safe in completely let them down. And now going into this year, I'm sure so many players are just wondering why they should even bother. Why should they even part way with their payment money into the league? Why should they give their time to it? So with everything that you've just talked about there, the improvements you're trying to make in comparison to last leagues and taking this forward, is like, what is your philosophy behind this league in order to try and make EU COD great again? Like how are you going about this in a way to rebuild that trust of the community? Well,
that's a main reason why me, Lee, Stino and Snappers chose to go with Katana. We could have helped other leagues run, but Katana's well-known organisation already in the scene. Got some trusted owners being around for a while, and then with the website, there's going to be payment methods on there, so your money's always safe. If any issues come about, it will always be refundable. So that's the money part of that sorted, really, as long as your money's going into safe hands. And then with everything we're doing in the community, we're always going to be speaking out. We're doing monthly community talks with players and org owners to see what improvements they think we could make to the league, just to try and give back the community what they want. I think with Katana at the wheel, really, I think that's a good start already for gaining some trust back.
And again, we really want to make this league flexible. We want to put the players first almost. It's been too long where the amateur scene, like I said earlier in the video, it's been too long where the amateur scene's been disregarded almost, and we want to put that back to the players, and we hope that the players will trust us and trust the process of what we're trying to work with, and hopefully create something great, and and make the 2 years of the next COD anyway. With it being a 2-year game, we've got a lot of plans in place for tournaments and leagues. We want to make this the place that players play. And that's been always at the forefront. This isn't something that's been rushed. We've been very, very patient with what we've done. We've taken our time because we don't want anything rushed that's going to fail. We want to take our time, be patient for something that works, and it's something that the players actually want to play.
That's absolutely smashing. Well, let's wrap that up there, guys. You've answered all the questions. You've answered them very thoroughly as well. And like I say, it's over to the players now. It's time for their time. Well, it's their time to shine. And I suppose if there's any comments or any more questions, if you just drop them in the comments below on the YouTube video, we'll get someone to get back to you very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. You've been here with your boy Brookz and your boy Zep and your boy Carl and Jackie.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us, boys.
Watch it 6 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.